Today, we revisit WKRP in Cincinnati, the beloved sitcom that captured the chaos, comedy, and heart of life inside a small radio station, a show that became an unforgettable part of television history. Over the years, many of the incredible talents who helped bring that world to life have sadly left us. Whether they were central figures or just appeared for a short time, every actor added something unforgettable, a spark that stayed with us long after the screen faded to black. Loni K. Anderson, who was born on August 5, 1945, in St. Paul, Minnesota, and passed away on August 3, 2025, in Los Angeles, just 2 days before what would have been her 80th birthday. Loni's journey from a small-town girl in Roseville, Minnesota, to one of television's most beloved stars is a story of determination, resilience, and undeniable talent. She was the daughter of Clayton Carl Andy Anderson, an environmental chemist, and Maxine Hazel, a one-time model, and from an early age she stood out for her beauty and charisma, even being crowned Valentine Queen at her high school in 1963. After years of small roles and disappointments, her breakthrough came in 1978 when she was cast as Jennifer Marlowe, the glamorous yet whip-smart receptionist on the CBS sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. Loni refused to play Jennifer as a shallow, dumb blonde, and instead shaped her into the most intelligent person in the room, using her looks and charm as a shield, but proving her wit and competence in every scene. That role made her an icon, turning her into a national sex symbol, while also earning her 3 Golden Globe nominations and 2 Emmy nominations. The image of Jennifer in her heels and stylish outfits at the radio station remains one of television's most unforgettable characters. Beyond WKRP, Loni built a diverse career. She starred in the Jane Mansfield Story with Arnold Schwarzenegger, voiced the loving collie Flo in All Dogs Go to Heaven, appeared alongside Linda Carter in Partners in Crime, and won praise for portraying Thelma Todd in White Hot, The Mysterious Murder of Thelma Todd. Her personal life was often just as public, especially her high-profile marriage to Burt Reynolds, which ended in a painful and much-publicized divorce in 1994. But through it all, she remained dedicated to her children, her family, and her craft. Later in life, she found lasting love with her 4th husband, musician Bob Flick, with whom she shared her final years. Even in her later years, Loni never left the screen completely. Her role in the 2023 Lifetime film Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas, was a beautiful reminder of the charm that first won her fans decades earlier. After a prolonged illness, she passed away peacefully, leaving behind her husband Bob, her daughter Deidre, her son Quinton, and her beloved grandchildren. The world will remember her as the radiant Jennifer Marlowe, the woman who broke barriers for how female characters could be portrayed on television, combining intelligence, humor, and glamour in one unforgettable package. Loni Anderson's passing marks the end of an era, but her legacy as both a trailblazing actress and a cherished star will continue to shine brightly in the hearts of those who loved her. Frank Bonner, born Frank Woodrow Bors Jr. on February 28, 1942, in Little Rock, Arkansas, was a gifted actor and television director whose charm and talent left an unforgettable mark on audiences, most memorably through his role as the flamboyant, tactless, yet oddly lovable sales manager Herb Tarlek on the classic CBS sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. Raised in Malvern, Arkansas, the son of a singer and a saxophonist, Frank grew up surrounded by creativity, which would later fuel his passion for performance. His acting career began in the late 1960s with the cult film Equinox, followed by guest appearances on shows like Mannix, Emergency, and Love, American Style. But in 1978, his career soared when he stepped into the shoes of Herb Tarlek, the polyester-clad, plaid suit-wearing, white-shoed advertising salesman whose over-the-top personality became one of the most recognizable and endearing parts of WKRP. While Herb was often portrayed as crass and ineffective, Frank's brilliant comedic timing, nuanced delivery, and ability to balance humor with vulnerability turned him into a fan favorite, making Herb an icon of 1970s television. Beyond WKRP, Bonner expanded his talents into directing, lending his skills to beloved shows such as Family Ties, Who's the Boss?, Head of the Class, Evening Shade, and more than 100 episodes of City Guys. He reprised Herb Tarlek in the new WKRP in Cincinnati and even appeared in a music video for the Canadian rock band Reistatics, proving how deeply his character resonated with pop culture. His personal life was marked by resilience and love. He endured a serious parasailing accident in 1979 that left him with significant injuries, but he pressed on with strength and humor. He was married 5 times, but it was with Gail Hardage, his high school sweetheart, that he found lasting love later in life, sharing his final years with her. A devoted father and grandfather, he cherished his family, though he endured the heartbreak of losing his son Michael before his own passing. Frank Bonner died on June 16, 2021, at the age of 79 in Laguna Niguel, California, after a courageous battle with Lewy body dementia, leaving behind a legacy that stretched far beyond Herb Tarlek's garish wardrobe. He was more than just the brash salesman of WKRP. He was a versatile actor, a thoughtful director, and a man who brought laughter, warmth, and humanity to millions. His ashes were returned to his beloved wife, symbolizing the closing of a life that touched so many. And though he is gone, his humor, his work, and his unforgettable Herb will forever remain a cherished part of television history. Alexander Garden Jump, born on the 1st of April in 1932 in Dayton, Ohio, was a beloved American actor whose warmth, humility, and gentle comedic style made him unforgettable to generations of television audiences, most notably for his portrayal of Arthur "Big Guy" Carlson, the bumbling yet kind-hearted station manager in the hit sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati from 1978 to 1982. A role he reprised with equal charm in the spin-off The New WKRP in Cincinnati in the early 1990s. Gordon's journey to acting was not immediate. After graduating from Centerville High School and studying broadcasting and communication at Kansas State University, he worked behind the microphone and camera in local television stations before following his passion west to Los Angeles in 1963. It was there that his career truly began to flourish. First in theater with Nathan and Ruth Hale, whose mentorship not only launched his acting career, but also profoundly influenced his personal life, leading to his conversion to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a faith that deeply shaped his outlook and choices. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, he appeared in dozens of television series, from Daniel Boone to Get Smart and Green Acres, and even took on meaningful roles in religious and educational productions that reflected his spiritual convictions. His first big break came as Chief Tinkler in the soap opera parody Soap, but it was truly WKRP in Cincinnati that immortalized him, as audiences loved his portrayal of a well-meaning but inept manager whose heart was always in the right place, making him one of the most endearing father figures on television. Gordon's career extended far beyond Cincinnati's fictional radio station. He memorably took on a controversial, but important role as Mr. Horton in the two-part Bicycle Man episode of Different Strokes, played Maggie Seaver's father on Growing Pains, appeared in The Love Boat, Murder, She Wrote, and even the final season of Seinfeld, proving his versatility across comedy and drama. In 1989, he became the face of one of television's most iconic advertising characters, Old Lonely, the Maytag repairman who was forever without work because the appliances never broke down, a role he played in more than 77 commercials until his retirement in 2003, just months before his passing. Beyond the spotlight, Garden was known for his love of live theater, his devotion to family and faith, and his belief that storytelling through television and film had the power to uplift and inspire. Sadly, on the 22nd of September in 2003, Garden Jump passed away at the age of 71 in his home near Los Angeles after battling pulmonary fibrosis, a lung disease that ultimately led to respiratory failure. His loss was felt deeply by colleagues, fans, and loved ones, yet his legacy endures as Arthur Carlson, as the Maytag Man, as a character actor whose face was instantly familiar, and as a man who infused every role with sincerity, humor, and humanity. Garden Jump remains a cherished figure in television history, remembered not only for making audiences laugh, but also for the kindness and integrity that defined both his work and his life. Howard Hesseman, the brilliant American actor who gave life to one of television's most unforgettable characters, Dr. Johnny Fever on WKRP in Cincinnati, is no longer with us, and the loss still feels heavy. Born on February 27, 1940, in Lebanon, Oregon, Howard came from humble beginnings, raised mostly by his mother and stepfather after his parents' divorce, and found his way into the world of entertainment through improvisational comedy with The Committee and his early work as a radio DJ under the name Don Sturdy. That real-life DJ experience became the soul of his most iconic role. The burned-out, rock and roll-loving disc jockey Dr. Johnny Fever, a character who spoke to the counterculture generation and turned Hesseman into a television legend. His work on WKRP in Cincinnati from 1978 to 1982 earned him 2 Emmy nominations and the undying love of fans who felt the authenticity in every line he delivered, often ad-libbed from his own background in music and radio. Beyond WKRP, he went on to star as the caring and unconventional history teacher Charlie Moore in Head of the Class, and he brought humor and depth to roles in One Day at a Time, Police Academy 2, Clue, This Is Spinal Tap, and so many more films and shows that stretched across 5 decades. Howard was not just an actor, he was a symbol of rebellion, wit, and heart, someone who made counterculture cool on mainstream television at a time when that was almost unthinkable. But behind the laughter and sharp delivery was a man loved deeply by friends, colleagues, and especially his wife of over 3 decades, Caroline Duckreck. On January 29, 2022, at the age of 81, Howard Hesseman passed away in Los Angeles due to complications following colon surgery, leaving behind a legacy that cannot be replaced. His death closed the curtain on a career that broke boundaries and entertained millions, but the memory of Dr. Johnny Fever, those sunglasses, that slouch, that effortless cool, will forever keep his spirit alive. Fans and friends alike remember him not just as a performer, but as a kind, generous soul whose influence on comedy and improvisation shaped generations. Howard Hesseman's passing is a reminder that sometimes the characters we fall in love with on screen come straight from the truth of the person behind them, and in his case, that truth will always be missed.